drastic measures being taken to try to contain the outbreak of a mysterious pneumonia-like virus. For more on the symptoms of the virus, how it spreads, and how you can protect yourself.
但是呢，这个疾病呢，从我们的认识来讲，它是一个新发的疾病，说人类对它认识还是有限的。
Australia is under strain tonight as the coronavirus pandemic eats away at our way of life.
Is the longer-term question of the industries and the businesses that have a lot of debt right now, and there are record amounts of corporate debt. The big question is, what will the casualties business-wise look like? There will be job losses and there will be business casualties before things get back.
You know, I've had moments where I've got here and I've just gone, I've realised the scope of what I'm trying to do. Because the scope of what I'm trying to do now is way beyond just trying to save a business. You know what I mean? And so even just owning that it's been quite interesting. But the reality is, it's hard. It's actually really hard to help people. And we already knew this, right? It's actually really hard to help the people we love. We already knew this, right? And why would we think it was going to be any different? Yeah, I guess in so many ways. But it's been interesting. What's happening right now is we're seeing a radical recomposition. We're seeing a radical recomposition of energy, a radical recomposition of time. We're seeing a radical recomposition of resources, and we're seeing a radical recomposition of business products and services. I think we're probably in for 9 to 18 months of very difficult times as a global community, as a country. And as we're seeing right now, we're seeing a lot of businesses that are pivoting quite hard in the digital environment. So we're seeing the recomposition, but it's just going to take time for that recomposition to carry through. And it's going to be how we adjust as a society, as a social set, segmentally and collectively, from an organisation and governance and self-civilisation. But I don't mean it from a legislation, political or law perspective, I mean from a community perspective. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of a community orientation coming through.
COVID-19 has very real and very significant economic impacts, potentially greater than the global financial crisis, especially for Australia.
Hey, what's up?
Not much, I just thought I'd give you an update.
Did you get my message about the masks?
Yes, I've added that to my list.
I didn't want you to add it to your list. I needed you to execute on it immediately. Hey, this is not around. I'm not around here. You need to get these done now. They're now estimating it's between a 2.8 and a 3.6, which is still bad. Like SARS was a 2.1. To put it into context, and 800 people died in a matter of weeks. The problem is it's a 14-day incubation, but I'm just being super, super, super cautious. Because this is just one of those things that I'd rather look like an idiot for a day.
Yeah.
Than the alternative.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to keep you real. Okay, so I don't know if you're across what's been going on internationally.
But not really.
Okay, it's quite serious. Like it's not a joke. The major points for infection are obviously at hubs like airports, train stations, bus stations, that kind of thing. So I've spoken to Renee. We're getting medical quality base masks that are coming in. Everyone who's on tour, it's not a request, it's a must. Every single person on their body, on plane, not in their luggage, must have hand sanitizer. I'd rather us look like idiots for a day walking around an airport than losing one of my team because we just thought we were too cool for school.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of you have heard about the coronavirus, everything's going on. We're not taking it seriously. If anything, I'm taking it very seriously. It's nothing to be panicked about, but this is a serious situation. It's not to f around with. We've ordered today the full medical grade, the N95s, and the K2 masks that are the full medical grade for filtration. But that being said, we also are preparing for a whole range of contingency as I spoke to Meg today. Has anyone got any questions or concerns around that? No one gives a f.
Great. A potential. It's very, very unlikely if there was a pandemic outbreak that all transport would be shut down.
Yeah.
And we could eventually end up being somewhere that is not our home. And again, I don't want to create panic with you.
No.
There's no need to panic. Like, this is all precaution. This is all just precaution.
Yeah.
This is me doing my job to make sure everyone is safe.
Yeah, no. Worst case scenario, we get stuck in somewhere.
Yeah.
What do we do about the actual events?
Do you have any idea what's going on in China right now? Production out of China is closed. Funding out of China is shut down. What are the major industries that are affected by money from China? Well, I don't know. Property, mining, finance, education. Ooh, guess what else? Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Apple, Amazon, every major company in the world, guess where they ship from? China. Guess what they're not doing right now? Shipping.
Why is no one talking about this? Like, this is going to be a significant economic impact from this.
Guys, we're about to see a ripple that is going to literally take the cream off economies all over the globe. And if you haven't got your together, then you better get it together now.
I'm not sure necessarily if we're going to have a recession per se, because our economy and many other economies are defying many other economic indicators that would say otherwise. But what we are seeing is a massive economic recomposition in the form of industries, changing.
We are about to be affected in most ways that we are not even able to conceive. Now guys, I'm not trying to scaremonger here. I'm trying to wake you the up.
And if you don't get your together now, I guarantee you will be a casualty. And I don't necessarily mean a casualty of the virus, but you'll be a casualty of the effects. And do you know what I'm shocked about? Is no one's talking about this. We're seeing this period of where, everyone's just thinking it's sunshine and blue skies, and it is. But we're about to feel the ripple effect of what happens when China shuts down for 2 months. And we're talking, I believe, and I'll be shocked if there's not massive global consequences at a fiscal level. China's been locking certain parts down since January 7. I'm sure China will contain it, but it's not so much if China contains it, so if it gets into another country where it can't be. So as of right now, everything is, Russia's shut the border for the first time since, I think, the Second World War. The flight ban's extended for another week. Mate, we're talking billions of dollars. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. But it's just making me realise how no one's prepared for this. Like, nobody's prepared for this. This is, when we talk about it's just beginning, it's just beginning, because what I'm seeing, literally, no one is preparing for this. The majority of people are in denial, and even the ones saying, don't panic, it's going to be fine, it's going to pass. Yeah, it's going to pass, but what are we doing to prepare outside of just going, it's okay, we'll be fine? I think there's a disproportionate amount of complacency rolling around. And people's idea of preparing is buying toilet paper or maybe even food. But beyond toilet paper and food, we've got to have a strategy, we've got to have a plan. And it doesn't matter if you're a business or just an individual. There's levels of contingency everyone needs to be considering right now. If anything, this is just the warning sign, this is the tremor, this is a shot over the bow. What happens at scale? What happens when a virus takes hold of scale? Which is what we're seeing right now. Because this is, as I've already said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event in every scenario, but especially for this brand and for this business. Now, please make no mistake, this isn't about the brand, okay? This isn't about the business. This is about what is it that we do? What do we do? What is the core of what it is we do? That's what we do. And what is it? And again, right now, if you're struggling with the scope of us, or who are we to make a difference, go and look at our Facebook page right now, because there's about 300,000 people whose lives have been changed just by one video around the corona. Okay, and we need to get that shit out there. We need more people to see it. And so this isn't, to me, just about one thing. This isn't just about survival. This isn't just about delivering a great event. This is about the big picture. This is literally, again, a historic commercial transition that is going on around the world. We need to be playing a higher game. You think it's just for today? No, guys. This is the new future. This is the new baseline. This is about change. This is about being a part of history. This is about being in a moment in time where something happens that no other generation gets to witness. Okay, this is about the new, what's coming next. And for me, I see this as an incredible time for all of us to be a part of that change.
It's going to be interesting the next 18 months. Super interesting. It's going to clear the decks. all the entrepreneurs, they can clear everything. In every sector, it's going to basically take an entire layer and hype it. But the whole thing is preparation. I've been preparing for this for 6 years.
You will be telling this story to your grandkids and their grandkids' grandkids, and this is going to be one of the most memorable historic moments of your life. And what that history will be shared as, whether it's a warning or a story of inspiration, is up to you. There's an avenue, there's an angle, there's a way, there's a pivot. Your job is to find it before you can't.
But let's say you've got 3 grandparents who you love dearly, and I'm the person that infects your family and they die. I don't want that on my head. Everyone's running around with their hair on fire.
Economics and politics ahead of health. Dangerous.
Tell them, we've got to do something, we can't do nothing. Oh, shit.
Give me a countdown, please. How long?
Do you understand what I'm requesting here? Like, what does that mean? You get got the phone be available. When you look at our business and you look at our contingencies, are we recession proof? Okay, can I just stop you right there?
Paranoid, because I just keep clearing my throat.
Where's my mask? Oh, for f***'s sake, seriously? Jesus. Dude, that was full today. You might pay a few people for a few more weeks longer, but you're potentially going to sacrifice the economics of the greater good. The reality is we all should perform or we don't have a job. Yesterday was a shit show.
Adaptation. And those that adapt will thrive, those that resist will suffer.